Hey guys, good morning. Today we are going to discuss the beautiful poem Death Be Not Proud by Donne. A few lines regarding the thoughts of the author. The poem was written somewhere between February and August 1609. Though written way early, it was published only posthumously in his collection named Songs and Sonnets. This was a phase of Donne when he was slowly changing from writing love poems to poems challenging death. Another important point to note here is that this poem is a sonnet. A sonnet is a poem of 14 lines. This particular one was named Sonnet 10 out of the 14 sonnets in his sonnet collection. Death, be not proud, though some have called thee mighty and dreadful, for thou art not so. Death is being given a human-like form and is addressed to directly. This has two figures of speech in combination: the apostrophe and the personification. Apostrophe is a figure of speech that denotes a person or a thing that is not present in the scene directly. Personification is the process of attributing human-like characteristics to an inanimate object or an idea. Here, death is an abstract idea, but it is asked not to be proud. The speaker is ascertaining that it is not mighty or powerful like some have claimed. For those whom thou thinkest thou dost overthrow, die not. Poor death, no yet canst thou kill me. The people whom you thought you might have killed have not died. The same way you cannot kill me as well. Quite puzzling, right? But he has his reasons for doing so. Here, overthrow means to put an end to, maybe putting an end to life. From rest and sleep, which but thy pictures be, much pleasure then from thee must flow. Dear death, you resemble rest and sleep. In that case, death, which is said to be an eternal sleep, must give us a lot more enjoyment than that is given by rest and sleep. But you don't. Here, picture means to closely resemble something. And soonest our best men with thee do go. rest of their bones and souls' delivery. You take the best man of the land so soon that their bones lie buried and their souls are reborn. Here, there may be a reference to some events that happened in his life. His brother Henry had died in the year 1593. The same year, Christopher Marlowe died too. Both of them were young, and maybe their death could also have been the theme for this poem. About Christopher Marlowe, it was said that had he not died at such a young age, he would have outlived Shakespeare. Donne's poem, The Bait, was written as a reply to Christopher Marlowe's short poem, Passionate Shepherd to His Love. On the same note, let me tell you that the death of his brother Henry was the pivotal factor for Donne in questioning Catholicism, and maybe the reason for his conversion to Anglicanism. Incidentally, all three of them studied at Cambridge University. Ring a bell? Maybe somewhere. Thou art slave to fate, chance, kings, and desperate men, and thus with poison, war, and sickness dwell. Death. You are a slave to fate, chance, kings, and desperate men, and can only live with poison, war, and sickness. Now see, these words can be a bit tricky. Listen carefully. Here, these two lines are meant to be opposite of each other. One line means to live and the other line means to die. Let's go in depth now. The first word, fate, means that of a person is destined to live out his life for maybe 100 years. Then death cannot do anything. His fate is to live for 100 years. The only thing death can do is to wait and be like a slave waiting for his master. The next word, chance, means someone who loves to take risk. See, if a person is willing to take a risk, then I'm sure that he is not afraid to die. So, here too, death cannot be a master. Kings. Now, this is fairly simple. In Donne's time, the assassination of kings was common, and whenever a king was sworn to power, he very well knew that he would be assassinated. Here too, the king is not sad, but courageous. because even though his death is certain, he does not tend to it at all. He moves forward with his duties and responsibilities, unafraid of his death. Desperate men. Now, this term can be a bit confusing for you because desperate can be easily mistaken to be sad and therefore end one's life taking a poison. And then, when we see the next line, the speaker is saying that death lives with poison. The next question would obviously be, is it a printing mistake? No, definitely not. Let me clear your doubts now. See, here, desperate does not have that meaning. In Donne's time, there was an informal usage for the term, and it was having a great desire. In this context, maybe a great desire to live. So, if a man is determined to live no matter what, and believes that death will not take him so soon, then what can death do? But wait for that person to give up his hope. See? Now do you get how brilliant Donne is? In weaving complex layers of meaning. No wonder he is crowned the king of metaphysics. Then, death can only live with poison, war and sickness, because these three factors causes death. The sickness may be a reference to the plague that was a recurring event killing thousands in his time. And poppy or charms can make us sleep as well, and better than thy stroke. This is easy. Poppy may be a metonymy for intoxication and happy sleep, and charms can be an allusion to the folk tale of the Sleeping Beauty. Now, stroke here can be a contronym as well. Contronym is a word that has different meanings depending on the context. Stroke can mean the general soothing effect of poppy or the charm, and also the harsh blow of death. Why swell as though then? See death. There are other means to put us to sleep, and those are even more pleasant. Unlike you, death. Therefore, you don't have to pride in anything. See, Donne is outrightly slapping death in its face. Let's move on. One short sleep past, we wake eternally, and death shall be no more. Death, thou shalt die. The speaker believes that death is a short sleep, and after the sleep, man wakes to eternity. There in heaven, death does not exist. There, death dies. Do you guys notice the irony in these lines? The speaker is vehemently threatening death, that it will also die. So, death, be not proud. That's it, guys. We will finish this poem, a short and beautiful one, even though it was about death and that was sad. Let us move on to the analysis part now. Apostrophe, like I told, is the way of addressing someone directly, but is absent from the scene. It is usually a personified abstractness. Here, in the line, "Death be not proud, though some have called thee," the speaker addresses directly to death, which is a personified abstract idea. Personification. It means an idea is considered as a person. There are 4 lines in which death is considered a person or are attributed human-like qualities. In the line, "Death be not proud," death is addressed to a person directly. In the line, "Thou art slave to fate, chance, kings and desperate men," death becomes the slave. The line, "Why swellest thou?" sees death as a proud person. And last but not the least, "And death shall be no more, death thou shalt die." In this, death is a dead man. Metaphor is meant to compare something with another without using the words like or as. Here, death is compared to a proud person, then a slave, and then a corpse. I know, it kinda repeats. What to do? Alliteration means the repetition of the sounds in close or adjacent words. Like in this line, "Death be not proud, though some have called thee," that "the" sound is repeating. Okay, let's move on. Metonymy. It refers to a word that is meant to be something else. Here, poppy in the line and poppy or charms can make us sleep as well stands for intoxicated sleep. Assonance is the repetition of vowel sounds. In the line, "And soonest our best men with thee do go," a sound as in soonest, best, met is repeating in words. Similarly, in the line, "Thou art slave to fate, chance, kings and desperate men," the sound "a" is repeated in the words slave, fate and desperate. irony. Like I have already discussed, by killing death. Now, meter. The poem is written loosely in iambic pentameter. An iamb is the combination of an unstressed syllable in blue and a stressed syllable in red. Pentameter means there would be 5 iambs in one line. Form of the poem. Donne has combined the forms of both Petrarchan and Shakespearean sonnets. C. In Petrarch, the rhyme scheme is AB, BA, AB, BA, CD, 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 or CDE, CDE. Whereas in Shakespeare, the rhyme scheme is AB, AB, CD, CD, EF, EF, GG. Now, what Donne has did is he combined both of them to form a new one, that is AB, BA, AB, BA, CD, DC, EE. I've quoted the lines for your reference. Kindly go through them once. That brings us to the end of our chapter, Death Be Not Proud. Kindly like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you all for listening to my class. See you again with the next chapter. Bye for now. Have a great day or a great night ahead.